What's going on, everybody? The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I'm the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Tuesday, December 10th, 2 weeks until Christmas Eve, 2024. And yeah, as the year keeps going to an end, it seems December 2024 will be one for the books. But before we talk about what is trending and all that good stuff, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding this show across all social media platforms on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X at ProdConvoPod, TikTok at Productive Conversations, and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And yeah, always just check out Magic Mind, especially after we start advertising for them next month. But just some programming notes. We have the tweet cap today, tweet cap Friday, and then recaps for the NFL Week 14 and an exclusive reaction to the college football bracket becoming official. Ryan will do those with me, and that will be released late on this Tuesday. Including all of this good stuff, Ryan and Jose, my compadres, are here. I'm so excited. Thank you for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Gotta talk about a pair of 26-year-olds who have broken the internet this week. This week.
For good and bad.
That's right. And fun fact, 3 weeks from today, Matt turns 30 years old. So
That's
don't
right.
forget, everybody, to wish me a happy birthday. Or you will be unsubscribed. I'm kidding. But
No,
yes, so
for your birthdays, subscribe. Actually, we want you
yes,
to subscribe
exactly.
for Matt's birthday,
Right,
and maybe
exactly.
pick up some Magic Mind. There you go.
Seriously, I cannot emphasize that enough. But forgive me, I have a cold. It seems like everyone else in the Northeast, but we're at the tail end of it. And we have some emergency. They're not sponsoring today, but it's very good. It's been a big help.
They're not sponsored today, but if you or someone you know has an in with emergency, let us know.
Seriously. But speaking of healthcare, it seems the country is still going on this. As you know, last week we had the UnitedHealth Group CEO Brian Thompson getting popped in Midtown Manhattan, getting shot in the back, and for the last week, I feel everybody has had an opinion on it, has discussed it, has had conspiracy theories, legitimate theories, all of that. But we have a big update regarding the assassination of the UnitedHealth Group CEO. Well, the day has come. On early Monday morning, the assassin was identified. The name is Luigi Mangione. 26-year-old has been identified as the suspect in the New York City UnitedHealthcare CEO shooting. He was found in possession of a ghost gun matching the weapon used in the crime, multiple fake IDs, and a handwritten manifesto criticizing healthcare corporations. Luigi Mangione. It seems like he is the one. So why don't we get some info on him before we discuss it. So he was a grad of the University of Pennsylvania. Like I said, only 26 years old. Apparently works for this place called Data Engineer, True Car Inc. This is his LinkedIn page of the alleged shooter. Right here, excuse this ad. This is his mugshot that is getting a lot of people horny. Even though this dude, I mean, he is a killer. So, think twice if you're attracted to him. I just want to say to those people who are into that for some reason. And yeah, it's pretty wild. This guy might be the one who did it. They have substantial evidence that it is him. And he is on one end looked at as a hero, and on the other end, he's looked at as a criminal. But that's our big update for now. There's a lot of info to tie in. That's why most of the show is only a few stories, because seriously, we are having deep conversation. I talked about this with you guys, obviously, other friends. I went to see my grandma and aunt over the weekend, people at work. This is a huge story that has lasted a week, and now the manhunt is done. And it seems like this guy named Luigi is the one who pulled the trigger. Ryan, you're very you're very informed into this story too. Is there any other facts that I'm missing before we have our discussion on this?
Not I don't know about facts. There is rumors at least of some sort of back injury in his past. Some of the books that he's read kind of allude to that. A picture of a scan of a person's spine with pins in it is also on, I think, all of the social media accounts that are being attributed to the shooter, and so there's that. That's just something to probably make a note of. Um, they found this person's backpack. It was dumped in New York. It had what, like Monopoly money and something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and it wasn't. There was nothing in there really. But they found when they got to the McDonald's, he had all the fake IDs and the weapon, or a weapon, on him. So that is another, I think, thing worth pointing out before we talk about it. And then I guess the last thing is, as quickly as social media accounts under like their name get taken down, new ones pop up. There's a new YouTube channel with a video saying
Yeah,
to watch
it's
for December 11th. Um, don't know what that's about. Don't know if that's actually them, if that's connected to them, if it's some people playing a prank using this name. No one really knows what that's all about. At the moment, he's in custody, so I don't believe it was him who actually hit, send or upload or whatever. But so those are kind of the little things that have also cropped up. Oh, and it seems like family members had lost contact with him for a couple months now. There are
really
posts on social media from, like, family members, cousins and friends, all trying to get in touch with him after a few months of not having had any contact with him. He's related to like a very well-connected family in Maryland, or he's in a well-connected family in Maryland. He had plenty of money. I think I think one of his cousins is like a state senator or something, state delegate. So he's in like the local government there, the statewide government in Annapolis. So again, very well-connected family, very highly educated individual.
bro was the valedictorian of his class,
And it was and that class was at a private school, cost like 40,000 a year in tuition.
and he was the one to be on top
Valedictorian of that school.
academically.
Yeah.
And so I just want to add context about the YouTube shit. So I have this to somebody who did this report on it, Pop Base, who we use often. As you say, he appears to have scheduled a YouTube video titled The Truth ahead of his arrest. Quote, if you see this, I'm already under arrest. All is scheduled. Be patient. Now, there is a fact checked here. This video is from a YouTube account that recently changed its information to appear as Luigi, using pictures from Luigi's Twitter. The account and video are fabricated and not posted to Luigi himself. Now, is this in relation to this, or is there another YouTube channel?
No, so that's the channel. However, I think this is an interesting thing that we've actually never talked about on this show, and it's weird given the topic of the show. Community notes.
Mm-hmm.
Community notes are just other people. I want to put that out there, meaning myself or Matt or Jose or whoever, if we signed up, could be part of the team that provides community notes. So that community note, in my opinion, went too far. They had information that was important, and then they had a little extra that I don't think they should have said. The account obviously is not his. I said that to you. I was like, he's in jail. So this account that showed up today is not his. And he didn't post a video 34 minutes. It was like, I think it was like 5 p.m. the video came out. He'd been in jail for hours at that point, right? So obviously he didn't post it. But the idea that it's completely fake, there's nothing to support that. They're using this person's name. They're posted a video. That's all we know. We don't know what it means. It could just be a prank. It could be a way to, make money. Could be connected, could not be connected. We don't know. There's nothing other than we know that the account was not created by him himself, and he did not hit, upload on the video that went out at 5 p.m. today. That's all we really know. Also, I mean, not to put a conspiracy hat on, but this dude was an engineer from, an Ivy League school.
Yeah, right.
The idea that he couldn't have come up with a way to post a video even after he'd been arrested is ludicrous. If you think that he literally could not have figured out how to post on social medias from jail, then you've never heard what a bot is, and that's okay. But a bot would make that possible. And there's even some old tweets from way back, like 2016, that look like he may have been testing a bot on his personal account to see if they could get it to tweet a lot. So just wanted to throw that out there. But yes, that's the video I was referring to.
Okay, good, vital information on there. So yeah, this is pretty legit. Wow. That's all I could say is wow. So, Jose, let's start with you. Now that we have some facts in order, how are we feeling about this? You know, we had our various opinions and theories coming into the show last week, which is a big hit. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in there. But now that we have this information, it doesn't seem like that this that Luigi, and it's just, I'm sorry, it's kind of funny. His name's Luigi, just an Italian guy, and just the Italian memes. I'm just seeing of just him being Italian, and Luigi from Luigi from Nintendo is getting revitalized, and oh my God, Luigi Mangione.
It's a very Italian name.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And he looks just like the guy from the Hostel. Yeah, I think this is him. And he's really getting away with getting praised because of his looks and, making a statement to healthcare. At the end of the day, he killed someone, so we should keep that in mind. But Jose, tell me your thoughts first on everything that has come to a head here.
Does the person that snitched on the McDonald's,
Yes,
is he getting the 10 G's?
Yes, we forgot. We forgot to mention.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention that. Yes, he got caught. He was at McDonald's, and then the worker just saw him, and he ratted him out. If you see something, say something. Yes, he deserves $10,000 from the
that's
FBI.
the reward.
He just he did it.
He did it. That's the reward. He said, "Oh, that's the guy from the TV."
Yo, he's a hero. This guy.
Oh, depending on who you ask, I suppose. I would say that he definitely earned his, reward money, though. He did exactly what he was asked to do.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if he did it?
What?
Can you imagine if he did it?
That would be crazy. Altoona is like almost to Pittsburgh. So from New York to Pittsburgh, that's how far.
That's an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour drive. Obviously, he probably had to, do some things before he got out of the bus that they caught him on. But who knows where in the Midwest, where in somewhere in rural Michigan where this guy would have been hiding. Who knows?
McDonald's. That's where he gets caught. The biggest corporation in the United States.
He needed that McRib. It came back and he said, I got to.
But yeah, so that's Jose's first take. Did the guy at McDonald's get his reward?
Well, I think I was hoping he got away with it, but that was just my theory.
Hoping he's got away with it.
You were certainly not the only person who was hoping that.
Yeah, like I said, everybody just loves him. He thinks he's hot. No Diddy. And
I don't know about
they want that. I know you and
I know. You don't know about that.
Have you seen the thirst traps?
Yeah. Listen, I get it, Jose. I get it, Jose. You can't do this. That's why I'm on the show.
Somebody literally texted me this. Somebody literally texted me this. We should just now.
Yes. Yeah.
Free Luigi.
I wear a shirt that'll say that.
We should
just
wear
a shirt that says
this.
Free Luigi.
We should cover this now though, because Jose was trying to downplay this. The dude is absolutely 100% without a question an incredibly attractive person. There's no way you can get around that. I don't care how straight you are. I don't care how masculine and manly you are. If you see that guy and you can't be like, yeah, okay, that guy's attractive, then I don't know what to tell you. You're insane.
With his ab shots in there and everything.
That's exactly everyone. And here's the thing: everyone listening to me, even the guys like Matt just pointed out. Matt will never admit what I'm saying out loud, but he knew the exact picture I was talking about without me saying a single bit what picture it is.
I said
absolutely lying to yourself, fellas. If you don't at least admit you understand the fan cams. Okay,
of course.
We understand the fan cams. This is it is not at all controversial to say that this dude's pretty attractive, and it's definitely part of the reason why so many people are standing, an assassin.
This is a thing, Free Luigi. Yeah. That's a thing. That's going to be a big hashtag for a few weeks.
Probably.
Free Luigi.
Maybe longer.
What if his name was like Mike? Does that change
Free
everything
Mike.
differently?
I think it does. I think that the Luigi thing helps.
His name's Luigi.
It's less threatening because you're like, oh, Luigi can't do this. You know what I mean, Jose? Like, just
Right.
Luigi is not the name you expect.
It's like, it's like, oh, I got jumped by Luigi. It's like, what the
Right? Yeah,
hell?
it just doesn't make sense. So I think
Yeah.
that almost like makes him like seem less dangerous, even though he did gun a man down on camera.
Yeah, right.
Because his name is Luigi.
I have to say, his sister, that the viral picture of the sister saying praying for you, she was pretty attractive. Good
Well,
looking Italian family.
it's and that's I mean I know that we kind of just jumped into Jose's time here, but we're gonna go back and forth. It's
sorry, exactly.
But my thing is like, I mean, obviously the memes are funny with like Luigi from like Mario and Luigi, right?
him running on his Mario Kart.
That's what I
how he
mean.
got away.
The reality. I wish it wasn't funny, but sadly it is. Okay, and so that's just that. But my thing is, and the reason why I'm not just all laughs and why I'm still a little nervous, is because like this doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
I want you to sit with like people listening, just sit and think with this for a second. What didn't this guy have?
Yeah, right.
The answer is there. You can come up with nothing. He lived in Hawaii after moving from California. His family had plenty of money and connections. He was highly educated from an Ivy League school. And as we pointed out, he was clearly an attractive person. He was a soccer player, at least for a while. Now, I don't know if the back thing comes into it. Maybe he couldn't play soccer anymore, but he could hike shirtless through the mountains in Hawaii, so he wasn't that disabled. So, I mean, like, what didn't this guy have? And it puts me into there's three things to think of. Because one person said they think that the video is someone going to launch a meme coin, which we'll talk about later potentially, about a different one, but like a crypto scheme, and that's what that video is about. And they're just going to use this person's name to get people to buy it. It is, but I don't think that's what it is. I mean, part of me hopes it is because it's better than what I think it could be. But like, one of three things is coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, either this dude really did this alone, all alone, and if that's the case, a 26-year-old guy who looks like that, who had a good job, high education, presumably supportive family, certainly well-connected and wealthy family, got to the point, for whatever reason, in our modern society where this is what they did on a Wednesday morning. If that guy can break, then what are any of us going to do? That's number one. But number two, and that's separate. Then these two are connected. If someone's posting these videos, and if they are actually connected to that person, be it a family member or friends, or it's part of a group effort, that's bad because that means there's multiple people part of this. And then worse, if they don't know who this is, if they've never met Luigi, if this is all just because they idolize this guy, and I think it's clear, I think I'm not wrong in saying that, yes, some people are just having a laugh, other people are not online, and it's hard to find where that line is, to be honest with you. I don't know if you both agree with me, but there's plenty of people whose admiration doesn't seem quite as jovial or lighthearted as others. And they've taken it upon themselves to, again, create, I think there's now like 6 Instagram accounts with this guy's tag. As Instagram takes them down, they put a new one up, and they all have a different bio, including like, I'm sorry, mom. One had the deny, defend, that whole thing from the shell casings. The sister had a couple fake accounts now. Like, if these are just random people and they're not connected to him at all, that means a large group of people have resonated really, really strongly with this guy. And we made the jokes about the abs. It's not all ab based. The support that this guy is getting is not all ab based. And while most people probably will never do what he did last week, some people would. Clearly, some people would. He did it. So the fact that so many people seem to be supporting this and getting on board with this and trying to like build lore and keep this alive and make this like a mission now is, to me, deeply terrifying. And another thing, this guy was rich. right? I mean, it was part of the first point. He was wealthy. So this guy, he could, disappear in Hawaii for 3 months and then come back and do something like this because he had a lot of money, right? And so the idea, oh, well, if someone without a lot of money tried to do this, it would never work. And that's probably true. They wouldn't be able to get a ghost, they wouldn't be able to get a gun that couldn't be tracked and all that stuff. But you know what they could do? They could walk into a hospital or, an office, suite and just go to town. Like, the worst case scenario is that people with less resources start doing this and it just becomes all out chaos. And I'm worried that that's getting ignored both online, which is to be expected. Nobody online is serious anymore, but also by like police and stuff, trying to look for, back problems. Oh, his grandparents died in 2017. A lot of people have dead grandparents, myself included. Okay. That's not how you respond to that. I'm sorry. It had nothing to do with anybody's grandparents. I promise you. I will eat my hat, metaphorically speaking, if it comes out that this was because his grandparents. Okay. Um, I don't know. I think that people are ignoring a really actual threat. But am I bugging? Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah, people don't. They don't care simply because he's good looking and he did something that a lot of people kind of wish they did, and it's disappointing for sure. You just have to stay with yourself and keep your morals high. But I do agree with you, Ryan, that in all seriousness, that is something to think about. But clearly, it shows that we're all hurting
You
one
don't
way or
dwell
the
on
other.
it, right? Like, I'm not saying don't go to work or what, like nothing like that, but like just think about that. Like that's really a possibility, right? It may not happen, and everyone be like, "Oh, it didn't happen. You were no, you're allowed to be when you're nervous about something that doesn't happen. That wasn't because you were wrong. It's because you were right. You're like, "Oh, I'm nervous about this. Let me just try and be careful." And then you're careful and nothing happens. All works out well. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. I feel like people are discounting how serious this could still be because, the guy's name is Luigi and all that.
Why don't we just quickly now, just not to add to it, Jose. We're sorry we interrupt the first time, but everything we have taken in so far, what do you think of this whole situation, bro?
I mean, I take one. I think everybody downplaying it because it's kind of the norm in today's society. Don't you think so? I think we always go to the extreme path. I mean, with the whole, even with like voting for Donald Trump and stuff like that, we want change and stuff. And to be honest with you, when he did what he did, and then Blue Cross went back on their anesthesia
Yes.
thing, there was change. So people see that too. I mean, it's the most extreme, but sometimes little people like us are trying to get that will never get hurt until someone, a multi-millionaire, finally gets the X.
Yeah,
So
I mean, we talked about that a little bit, right? Last time, but that did happen. And which only adds, in my opinion, to the danger of
it
this
gives
is
more
that,
fuel to the
right,
fire.
like, this happens, and then anyone can say whatever. Again, like the governor of New York tried to say that they had been in talks and that those talks are what
Yeah,
no.
yeah, I'm taking
What changed
advantage
the
of it.
anesthesia policy at Blue Cross Blue Shield in Connecticut, New York, and I don't know if Missouri has changed it or not, but they were the third one implicated, was this guy getting shot. That's it. I'm sorry, that's it. That's the reason
You're
they changed.
100% right.
It's the reason why all of these major companies, healthcare and otherwise, took their leadership pages down. You cannot find what the CEO's name is or looks like on these companies anymore. They took them off their website. It's the reason why people on social media are posting the name and picture of CEOs of large corporations. Again, some of them will say in jest, like the Chipotle raised their prices $2, and everyone posted that dude's picture.
Oh
Again,
yeah,
we'll pretend that that's in jest. I don't know that all of them were, but we'll pretend. But then you have very real ones where they're posting the actual names of the people, again, like at Blue Cross Blue Shield and these other groups. And anyone who says that's a joke is lying to you. I mean, maybe they're not going to do anything about it, right? I'm sure that they have no intention on doing something like that. But they know what we all know, which is just because 90% of people are normal and would never do that on a Wednesday morning, there's still a group of people who would do that on a Wednesday morning, as evidenced by the guy who did it last Wednesday. And so doing this that publicly, showing it like that, it kind of worked, just low key, it kind of worked. That to me is bad. And then the way that everyone responded to it, like Jose, you're right. And there's a book that I've read. I had to read it when I was in my graduate degree called "Amusing Ourselves to Death," right?
Mhm.
By Neil Postman, and it's an old book now, but it's been like re-updated a few times. But like basically, this guy lays out exactly where we are right now. Everything's a joke. Nothing is serious. Everything's entertainment now. Politics is entertainment. Sports is entertainment. Science is entertainment. School is entertainment. Everything needs to be entertaining. Everything needs to be 6 seconds. That needs to be funny. Needs to be catchy. And the reality is that the world is not show business, and treating it like it is going to be the end of the world. And that's just true. And I'm sorry that's dark for our show. And I don't think everybody on this actually agrees with me. So definitely speak up after I'm finished if you don't. But the reality, in my opinion, is that we are absolutely at that point now where everything is show business, everything is entertainment, everything is, meant to be, a media spectacle, and we can't go forward like that. I think this is the direct outcome of that. Doing something so publicly with the monopoly money clues and all that stuff, and now the social media accounts cropping up, with messages and stuff. This is all a direct, response to the society that we live in right now, which does this and has been doing it for years, and we're going to amuse ourselves to death.
Hey, man. Why did we get to this way? Why?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know that we should, but I mean, we did. I mean, we did a lot of like election coverage. Jose invoked that, right?
Mhm.
Um, we talked about it on this show. People learn like going on TikTok or whatever, and then pulling back the curtain when we would talk about politics off air. A lot of times, in particular, we would send tweets and TikToks as our as what we were talking about. Like people do find it easier to engage with unserious, uncritical, unnuanced content. If you have a point of view, it's said loudly, and there's no alternative point of view to even consider. Most people are good with that because that's all they need. They just need to know what they have to say when they're asked about it. They don't need to know what the other person's going to say or why the other person might say that. Um, and I think that's that's across the spectrum. I'm not blaming one group or another group for that. I actually don't think that's the case at all. I think it's just society today. And I do think it has to do, again, with the entertainment environment being in our pockets and everything being, everything in the world's been squeezed down to fit in our pocket. And in order to do that, we had to make everything catchy and bite-sized and uncritical, unthinking, unnuanced.
Doesn't that make you sad?
I mean, it makes me sad, but I'm a windbag. So, like, the reality is, me not liking something doesn't mean that anybody else feels the same way. And I think most people would disagree with me. They would say that it's good, they like it, they trust TikTok more than they trust other news. They trust Twitter more than they trust other news or other sources or whatever. Like, I think most people would disagree with me that you need to know more. They don't want to know more. They don't think they need it. I think they're wrong, and unfortunately, we'll only know who was right when it's too late. if I'm if
Right.
I'm right, we won't know until after it's too late. And if I'm wrong, frankly, then nothing bad will happen, and that's how we'll know I'm wrong. But you know what I mean? I think that that's unfortunately where we are, and that's the problem with all this stuff. You can't like disprove a negative or whatever. Like you can't sit here and say, "Oh, if social media didn't do what it did, people would be different and it'd be better." We don't know because social media did it. There's no way to
It's
undo it.
stuck.
Right. There's nothing. You can't be undone. So saying, "Oh, it's social media," like that's kind of a cop out answer. Fine, sure, I'll agree. It's social media, but we have to do something about it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, and that's the thing that always bothers me. And you hear, especially like politicians talk about it. And then it's why we have this guy getting so famous. You know, he did something, and he didn't do something good, in my personal opinion. But everybody's talking about what the problem is, what the problem is, what the problem is. We know there's a problem. We also know that some of these things you can't fix it, like banning TikTok. What?
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't even like TikTok that much. I'm sorry. I think it's way overhyped in terms. I don't get the appeal, but whatever. A lot of people really like it. Banning that thing won't change my life even a little bit. Personally, my personal life, not my work. Obviously, we're on TikTok, and you should follow us on TikTok. But
At Productive Conversations.
that's right. It's at Productive Conversations. But like, for me, like, it's just that's not going to fix anything. Surely it's not going to fix anything. Someone will just make a different one. You know what I mean? Like,
And
okay,
we'll
you got
do
rid of
it.
the
And the
Chinese
beat
company
goes
one.
on and on and on. You better. But yeah, seriously. So now that we're at this point, he's in custody. He hasn't said anything, I don't think. That from reports
Not
I said,
publicly.
at least not publicly. I don't know if he's confessed to anything. All we know is there is a manifesto out there. I don't believe it's available to the public.
I couldn't find it.
Tried. But I mean, yeah. Isn't it crazy? This reminds me when I interned at CNN, one of my projects was working on a documentary that you can't see on Max about the Unabomber. Obviously, it's a little similar. I forgot
Well,
the exact cause he was fighting
this
for,
guy,
but
I'll just before you finish, this guy actually on Goodreads read the Unabomber's book and left a
yeah,
comment, and then actually a couple of tweets of his are Unabomber quotes about society. So this guy very much found some kinship, I'll say, in the Unabomber.
yeah. Also a Harvard grad. I mean, he was on the run for 20 years, but they finally got
Yes.
him. But he forced the Washington Post and New York Times to post his manifesto.
Mm.
But yeah, one of my favorite. Everyone knows I love Conan O'Brien. Humongous influence on me. I remember he once said, when I went to Harvard, I wasn't surprised to hear that the Unabomber was from Harvard. You'd think that all these Ivy Leaguers, the typical Ivy League, white collar, button up to everything, but they're just as crazy. They're just really good at taking tests. But
I guess, but this dude was that. That's
yeah,
my thing. Like Ted Kaczynski was a weirdo. Like that's true. You could look up any documentary about him. This guy, by all accounts, look at him, listen to him talk. You can hear his valedictorian speech online still.
he was a valedictorian too. I should know
No, no,
this,
no. I'm
but
saying this guy.
this guy, yeah.
Yeah. But you can hear that. It's online. You can hear it. He's not crazy.
It's
I'm
not.
sorry.
It
I
now
mean,
has a
obviously he
bunch
is
of
now. He's clearly
yeah.
crazy at the moment. But like, this guy did not grow up a
What makes him
crazy.
Something
crazy?
snapped.
What'd you say, Jose?
He said, "What makes him
What
crazy?"
what makes him crazy?
He shot a guy in Midtown.
Oh, I can tell you honest truth that I lived in the hood. Half the
That
people lived in the hood shot at somebody.
that wasn't Midtown. Like I mean, listen, that's crazy too. You shouldn't shoot at people. Like, don't do
It's-
that. But I'm saying, realistically,
Yes, don't shoot.
if you own the fact, if you're willing to look past just the act of shooting as crazy in and of itself, fine. But it was 7 a.m. in Manhattan, in front of a nice hotel, in front of witnesses, in front of a camera, just rolled up on this dude, shot him in the back. That's crazy. Only a crazy person would be like, this is the best plan. You know what I mean? Like, or someone clearly out of shits to give. Like that person is clearly not in a healthy headspace of risk reward. That person has clearly decided that they don't care about, basic survival at that point for themselves, I mean. So, and again, he kept all of the stuff on him. Everything, all of the evidence that they would need was on him. Now, again, that's in and of itself a conspiracy right now, but let's assume for now it's true. And again, that means this person clearly didn't care about getting caught. Like,
It still doesn't make him crazy.
what do you mean? Going to jail forever, being okay with that is a crazy thing.
If you
To be
believe in the
locked in a
cause,
cage forever is,
if
yeah, if you
if-
believe in a cause that strongly, to be locked in a cage forever, you are a touch bit crazy. I'm not saying it in a negative in every sense, by the way. I'm just saying that if your brain can turn itself off, If the need for self-preservation can turn itself off to the point where you would sacrifice yourself for a cause, even when no one else is supporting you. I mean, that ended up not being true, but there was a world where everyone was like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. And nobody liked this guy. That's not the world we live in, but there was a world where that happened.
You want to, where I kind of looked at him. You know what movie I kind of view him as? V for Vendetta.
Yeah, a lot of people, I've been hearing
Yeah,
that
I
a
mean,
lot
there's
too.
some similarities to that, surely. I mean, obviously, this was only one thing versus, like a whole. Although, again, I
Oh
say that
yeah, on
before
a
we
small
know. Maybe
scale.
this will be a whole thing.
Hmm.
But
We'll see
I,
if he talks.
I
Ultimately,
that's but I just I like I said, my thing is in V for Vendetta, I don't believe that V was himself an aristocrat. He was pretending, correct? He was portraying an aristocratic character, but he was not himself aristocratic.
yeah, he clearly wanted to do this. He had no reason to do it. He
You're
went
right.
out of his way.
Well, yeah, but I'd say this guy,
Yeah,
not that we don't have aristocrats in the United States of
but
America,
yeah. I'm just saying
technically,
for
but
Luigi.
right, yes, we don't technically
Luigi
have
really wanted to do
aristocrats,
that.
but we do have aristocratic type people, and I would say Luigi and his family fit that bill. And so that's the part that doesn't make any sense to me. And not for nothing. Had he hurt his back? I really don't believe. I mean, he's 26 years old now. So this now is when he doesn't have his own health insurance. He had at least his parents' health insurance up until this year or whenever he turned 26. So like realistically, I don't believe that he was denied care. I don't like I yes, people are denied care. And yes, that's a real problem. That's why you saw everyone come out, frankly, a bunch of people come out in support of what happened because they said that the company was more evil than the shooter. And that's a stance that people believe truthfully and like wholeheartedly. But the reality is that I don't know that this guy ever had that. Like
Yeah.
I would doubt he did. And so to me, like I don't get why he did it by him. Like I don't understand why he just decided one day to do it. And that's why I worry that there's more to this that we haven't seen yet.
Well, we'll have to see if he says anything. Hopefully, nobody gets him before he gets got.
I would think he's already in custody, so he should be safe, but
True, but not to put the tinfoil hat on.
no, you're right.
So,
Custody
but
hasn't always kept you safe.
yeah,
Sometimes it keeps you trapped in a small room where
and
anyone can come to you. So,
yeah,
yeah.
right. So, but regardless, that's all we have for now. And then any more developments will happen as he either says something or more evidence will come through. But at the end of the day, thank goodness to the guy who worked at McDonald's who
Unless you're
saved the day.
Luigi, in which case you hate that guy.
Hmm.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, Luigi. The Luigi beefs, man. Unbelievable. That's all I can say to there. Unbelievable. Why don't we now move on to some other things? And why don't we now switch to something that made me sad? On Sunday night, it was announced that the fight for Juan Soto, the free agent, the 26-year-old four-time All-Star, former World Series MVP, finally made his decision on where he's going, and he decided to go to the New York Mets. Juan Soto signed a 15-year, $765 million contract. And according to sources, it has escalators that it can reach above $800 million. He will be the right fielder for the New York Mets for the next 15 years with no deferments, and that AAV, average annual value, will be $51 million. There is an opt out after 2019 where he could either opt out of the contract or get a $4 million raise. And then from 2030 to 2040, he will be paid $55 million a year to play right field for the Mets. And yeah, this was no doubt a sting for the Yankee fan. It came out that the Yankees offered Juan Soto a 16-year, $760 million contract, which he said no to. He decided to go to the Mets for a he decided to go to the Mets for $5 million more. And The line in the sand has been drawn. This rivalry of the Mets and the Yankees has forever escalated and forever changed the relationship between those two teams. For years, the New York Yankees were known as the Big Brother, the team that ran the town. The New York's New York being a Yankee town. And the statement that was made from the Mets acquiring Juan Soto is that there is a new sheriff in town and they will not be seen as a little brother anymore. And yeah, after the Yankees embarrassed themselves and threw the World Series, they also lost their second best player within a few months span. But I'm still a proud Yankee fan on a personal note. I'm still wearing the hat. We cheer for the uniform. And yeah, this really bugged me, even though I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, this was not a secret.
But it still sucks. That's all I could say. I'd probably be a little more emotional if we recorded the minute it happened. But I mean, what else am I gonna do? I'll boo him. I'll still respect him. I'll boo him. I hope he fails miserably. I don't want him to get injured, but yeah, there's so many mixed emotions feelings regarding this, especially if the fact on the Yankee side that if the Yankees truly were what the owner Hal Steinbrenner said, that we can sign anybody, you would think, even though this astronomical number was so high, and when you have a $15 billion owner, that literally is nothing to him. While the Yankees, it shouldn't. They have the ability, sure, they'll pay the luxury tax, but they charge an arm and a leg and generate billions anyways. Shouldn't be a problem for them either. You just wish they would still match that offer. Even though a $5 million difference is nothing, still could have matched. But they didn't. Hats off to the Mets. And they truly have established themselves as a legitimate player. And the LOL Mets era might come to an end if they can win a World Series with Juan Soto.
Yeah.
So I'm the Yankee fan. Ryan's a Met fan. Jose's a Yankee fan too. Jose, why don't you add to your feelings here, and then Ryan, the Met fan, can discuss how he feels.
Oh, as a Yankee fan, fuck them, but that's just my opinion. Two is he obviously went for the money.
Yeah,
So I mean, he's going to the Mets. You last time I checked, you to win a World Series, you have to go through Los Angeles. So it's not like he's gonna win one anytime soon as long as LA running the show. So and he's not gonna hit as many home runs as he did at Yankee Stadium. So it's whatever. I mean, I think the Mets kind of good up. I think the Yankees should go after Peter Alonso because we need a first baseman. But I know pitching is our main focus, but I don't see any good pitchers on the free agency. So if I was the Yankees, let's get Peter Alonso.
they probably will get Max Fried or Walker Buehler. I personally don't want Pete Alonso. I
Why
think
not? You
because
rather
I
have
think Christian Walker would be a better fit. I don't want the sloppy seconds of the Mets too on a personal. Well, you couldn't get Juan Soto. Here's a polar bear, Pete Alonso. While he did show a clutch moment this season, the Mets can have him. I'd
Mets will
rather have
take him, by
Christian.
the way.
Exactly. They can afford him too. So I think they'll re-sign Pete Alonso. I'd rather have Christian Walker from Arizona. But yeah, that's just I just don't want that sloppy second from the Mets. And I just think you go for Christian Walker, who's a better fielder than him.
Yeah, I think the Mets. I'm just going to jump in. I think the Mets should try and get Pete Alonso back. Mets fans like Pete Alonso. He's a good first baseman. So I don't know why you wouldn't. If apparently we have more money than anyone, and so if that's true, then I don't know why we wouldn't go after Alonso too. But in terms of the Soto thing, I think everything you said, Jose, is true about the LA is still going to be kind of the main driving force. Um, that's going to be tough to overcome, obviously. I don't know that it's impossible to overcome, but it will be tough to overcome. Only tougher theoretically when Shohei Ohtani is fully healed up and on both sides, pitching and hitting.
You guys
Uh,
couldn't beat him when he was hurt, and you think
that's
fully,
Well, that's what I'm
fully just
saying. No, I
no,
said it's only going to get harder when he
bro.
comes back. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know it's impossible, but it's certainly not going to be easier next year than it was this year. And we couldn't do it this year. But at the same time, I've seen a lot of the whole like 5 million is not a lot of money, and I get in baseball it's not a lot of money, but like $5 million is $5 million. That's a lot of money in general, and like players, if they have a strong affinity for a team and they want to take a pay cut to play, that is of course their prerogative. But most of these guys aren't that. They're, trying to make money. That this is their job. And yes, we who don't make that much money could easily say I would take that contract, but for 5 million less to play for my favorite team. But
Yeah.
for us, that would be a dream come true. We got to play baseball on our favorite team for hundreds of millions of dollars. When you're Juan Soto, of course you can do that. Juan Soto could play on any team he wanted to because he's a good baseball player. So what do? You follow the highest bid. So it honestly it's to me it's almost the same as with Saquon and the Giants. And the Giants management and ownership is catching flack at this point because they re-signed Daniel Jones. That was a dud. They let Saquon walk. That was ridiculous. And so what you've got now is a team, the Yankees, who said we can get anyone. The fan base said, "Okay, get him," and they said, "LOL, no." And so for over five
Yeah.
million dollars.
That's where it's hard. You could somewhat appreciate Cashman, the GM, and how the excuse me,
Let's see.
getting that high, making the offer, but why couldn't they just match? Just say,
Right,
okay, we'll do this, or add
right.
an extra 10 million,
That's what I mean. Like match or exceed. Like to
or
me,
at least you keep doing this until the Mets literally will have to pay him $1 billion or something
true.
for
I
that.
guess yeah. Try and run it up. But my thing is like for fans of the Yankees who are upset right now, I get it. I do actually get it. But the reality is that this is not on the Mets, and it's really not even on Soto. The Mets are a baseball team that's trying to win baseball games and therefore are looking for top players to help them do that.
Yeah, the
Juan
Mets had to
Soto,
do. They had to
yeah,
do this, especially for
exactly.
Cohen. It's more pressure for him to do it than the
Right.
Yankees in a
And
way.
so the reality is this could have been avoided because the Mets the money will eventually run out. They have to, they still have to manage their funds like anybody else. And Soto does need to play somewhere. So if they had matched, and again, we've already established it wasn't a ton of money that they needed. They weren't that far off, but they went with like, oh, but the fans, oh, but the history, oh, but if you're not a Yankee fan, you don't care about the Yankees history. I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
And that's
I
where
just
the Yankees have to really swallow this pill,
they
especially
yeah,
after
they think
blowing the
their
World Series.
brand
They don't care. It's not.
Yeah, they think that their brand is like, you know what I mean? It's not. I don't
And
know
that's where
any
this is a
sports
big win
team,
for the
by the
Mets.
way, that has that brand anymore. Not in college, not in the pros, not in any
Nope.
sport. No team is got that anymore. We are the mighty dollar in every single athletic adventure now. You
Exactly.
will play for a dog trash team or a brand new team if they pay you a gazillion dollars.
Yeah.
That's
So
just true. It's true of every single athlete. It will never not be true, or I shouldn't say that. It won't not be true for years now. The era of, oh, I want to play on Notre Dame, or I want to play on the Yankees, or I want to play on, I don't know, the Golden State Warriors or something like that, right? Like, and again,
yeah,
that's a relatively recent one by, the standard of time, but it feels like it was 17,000 years ago because that's just not the way it works anymore.
the franchise doesn't matter. It's just the dollar. I mean, if we
Yeah,
look at the Warriors were a joke franchise for 40 years until Steph Curry got drafted by the
right.
Warriors. And then that's where being in the big market and all the revenue coming that they could get these big contracts, get Kevin Durant. You know what happened there. And
Yeah,
look at the
Mhm.
Chiefs. The
yeah,
Chiefs were literally on the level as the Jets and the Lions and the Browns, Jets, Lions, and Chiefs were all on the same level. Just terrible franchises who could never get to the Super Bowl. They just happened to hit on Andy Reid first, then Mahomes in the second round, and then now look at where they are. And then that
Detroit
extra
too.
revenue, they're now running the NFL and continue once again getting a lucky break, particularly in this season again. But that's a story for later on. But
that
it's
was
just
horrible.
the idea of these guys went to Kansas City to create a dynasty.
But my thing also, I will say this though, because we talk about dynasty, like Kelsey's gone soon.
Yeah,
Probably.
he's terrible this year. He's straight up terrible. He's having a
Well, I know, but
terrible
I'm
season.
saying he's gone soon. Reed, who knows how long he's going to be the coach, realistically.
Yeah, he's
But
old.
the thing is, like, it's not like Patrick Mahomes. After, let's say they win 5 or whatever, 3 in a row out of the last 5 or whatever is the stat is. I don't even remember. Let's say they do it this year, right? They finish the dynasty. The next year, Kelsey's gone and Reed's gone. I doubt that they're both gone next year, but let's pretend. At the end of Patrick Mahomes' contract, he's not going to take a pay cut to stay on the, at this point, I think it's fair to say the, venerated Kansas City Chiefs. Like, they are now a brand that everybody knows. They are basically at this point synonymous with the last 5+ years of football. They are a huge brand in football right now. No one cares about that. Not Mahomes, who's there, not any of the people who are going to get drafted. They don't care. Like, not really. It's nice to win a Super Bowl, of course, and everyone will eventually go to win a Super Bowl. Like, they'll figure that out after. But everybody wants to get paid. They want to get paid as much as they can. And that's all that matters. If the Jets throw a gazillion dollars down on the table, if the Dolphins throw a gazillion dollars down on the table, they could get pretty much anyone they wanted to. Maybe not the Jets. They are uniquely bad. But like the Dolphins could get, if they had a lot of money, they could get people. You know what I mean? They don't. And that's why they don't. But if they did, I'm saying they could get anybody because that's what moves people. Dynasties don't move people anymore. Fans, they move fans, but they don't move players. Players are not loyal to the dynasty. They're not loyal to the team's history. That's a fan thing. Fans care about that. Nobody else cares about that.
Nope. But that's the way it goes, and that's what the Mets had to do, especially with their owner, and they did it.
Good pick, by the way.
And now
it's a good idea. Glad they did it.
Yeah, I get it why the Mets fan would be absolutely thrilled. Essentially today, the day of this trade, the bad juju kind of went away. You still have to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, at least for now, you know that the Mets will compete with you for whoever they want. And, people used to say Yankees buy championships. Literally can't say that's been 15 years, but the Mets are trying to do it. The Dodgers did just do it. And
the Dodgers did do it. That's true.
Yeah, that's just how it is going to be. So that's another reason why baseball is regional, but that's again another story for later. But Juan Soto to the Mets. Anyways, why don't I just quickly I have another quick viral clip, sports related. Will you have an episode dropping for you regarding the college football playoff? Me and Ryan will discuss that. We record that tomorrow, and that'll be released later on Tuesday night. But what are the things, the top 12 teams? Oregon's in, Bama, sorry, Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Boise State, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
The 12 teams are there. Tennessee's in, SMU was able to get in. It's interesting. I don't have the bracket right in front of me, but all I know is the buys are going to Oregon, Texas, Boise State, and
ASU.
Arizona State for winning Big 12. So while in there, Notre Dame, Tennessee, SMU, Indiana, Penn State. Who are the other 3 I'm missing?
Say Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Clemson is in.
Clemson, and there's one more. Okay, I just have it here. Notre Dame, Clemson, Tennessee, Clemson versus Texas, Tennessee,
Texas
Ohio State, SMU, and Penn State, Indiana versus Notre Dame, Georgia, Boise State, Oregon, Arizona State have the buys. But one team that's not in there, first time they have never made the college football playoff. When they started it, obviously it was 4 teams for the last 10 years. Now it's 12. That's the University of Alabama, mainly because they lost 3 games this season, despite the 3 losses against major teams. And yeah, the committee did right by not putting Alabama in for this first 12-team college football playoff. But you could understand that this is something that Alabama fans are not used to. In fact, very upset. So they have no choice but to watch. I think they have a rematch with Michigan at a random bowl game. I can't think of it. It's not one of the big bowls, but I mean, if you're interested in that, go check that out. But yeah, they're not gonna be the college football playoff. But Alabama fans are upset, including a guy named Roll Tide Willie, who was very upset about Alabama missing the playoffs. Well, why don't we see Roll Tide Willie's reaction to Bama not getting in? Here is Roll Tide Willie.
Here we go, Willie. Come on, Willie. Come on, Willie. Oh, we did not get in, Willie. Come on. No, we didn't get in. Didn't even get in the daggone playoffs, Willie.
Yeah, we are. They didn't do us right.
Well, we lost 3 games.
We still got to be in there.
Well, you know, if we wouldn't have lost some games, though, that's what killed us. They killed us out.
For those of you who are listening to this and not watching, Willie has no shoes on in the store that he's in. I just wanted to add that. Sorry,
and just
continue.
wearing a very dirty Alabama shirt.
Right, with in jeans
Every
with no
week
shoes.
they got to play tide
You got to go
football.
out there and play.
And we didn't do it.
Walk around with your finger in the ear.
That sucks, don't it, Willie?
That sucks. And
Sucks.
I don't know if they got problems. They can't get along with each other. I don't know what it is, but everybody needs to get everything straightened out.
That sucks,
They
don't
do.
it, Willie?
That sucks. We could have been in there if they'd have went out there, played and lost to unranked teams.
That's right.
Alabama ain't never scored 3 points in a damn ball game.
That's why we ain't in.
That's the reason we ain't in. To Oklahoma. One ain't ranked, we should have whooped them like a whooped dog.
You ain't happy.
No.
I ain't happy. I'm mad as hell right now. I'm ready to bust something, but I can't. I'm in this store.
We still don't give a piss about nothing but the tie.
We love the tie.
But they got tightened up.
If they gotta get better, they will. Roll Tide roll. We love it.
Is that just the most Alabama video you have ever
It is,
seen?
but most importantly, I have to say this. I'm so glad you showed me this. Roll Tide Willie. Roll Tide Willie had a better take on Alabama missing the playoffs than some highly paid and frankly highly overrated influencers and pundits in the sports world. He took that the way it ought to be taken. He's the only one. He's the only Alabama fan I've seen who has been screaming about out-of-conference games as if that had anything to do with why Alabama wasn't in the game, in the playoff this year, by the way. Talking about, this, that, SEC is that much this. Roll Tide Willie, he was doggone, he was mad, he said. He wanted to bust something, but he can't. He's in a store when he said it, and so he had to leave it. But he said, they got to tighten up. They got to tighten up. He said they should have whooped Oklahoma like a dog, he said. And he said that no Alabama team puts up 3 points in a game. And that's true. Roll Tide Willie is right. It is you, SEC commissioner. It is you, Alabama AD. It is you, the college football established order, who is wrong. SEC is not a gift from God. They had their own championship game. Alabama didn't make that either. Roll Tide Willie, I think, frankly, needs an ESPN contract. I would love to have Roll Tide Willie talk about college football with me and Matt on the show at some point. Because, again, Roll Tide Willie, dare I say, he knows ball.
Oh, man. I wish I knew more about Roll Tide Willie.
I know everything I need to know. Roll Tide.
Unbelievable stuff. Jose, you have anything on this?
Not really. I'm not too big on college football. Not as big as Roll Tide Willie is, but
He had no shoes on. I have to stress that for people. Think about the video. Think in your mind what he looked like.
I thought Alabama doesn't
I've been
have
to
shoes.
Alabama. I've been to Alabama, and I really loved Alphen Island, Alabama. All right, I would go back in a heartbeat. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the water. I enjoyed the beach. I enjoyed the food. It was good. I liked
Would you
all
live
of it.
there?
I did not live there. I just visited.
Would you live there?
No, but
You know, you hear that
that's
Alabama people? Fuck off. That's what he's basically
well, that's
saying.
not what I
It's
said at
nice.
all.
They to spend a week and keep my shoes on and
Yeah, well,
get
that's what I
back.
mean. That's my see, and that's my thing. That's a me problem. I
Dang,
can't
damn
keep
it.
my shoes off. Right, I can't keep my shoes off in the grocery store,
They
so I
had a
can't live in
TV from like
Alabama.
2005.
That yes, that was an old TV, but you know it worked, didn't it?
It's funny. Oh, why do we
If it ain't
before
broke,
we
don't fix it, Matt.
before we get into some comedy, right? Hawk Tuah girl, she's back.
Yeah.
She did it
Oh,
again. Guess what she did now? Haley
I know.
Wells, most widely known as Hawk Tuah girl, was facing criticism after her newly launched cryptocurrency nosedive in value. Her Hawk digital coin hit a $400 million market cap shortly after it launched on Wednesday of last week, before suddenly losing more than 95% of its value within hours. This has led to some, including Utah cryptocurrency investigator CoffeeZilla, to accuse Miss Welch of scamming investors with a, quote, pump and dump scheme, where the people behind a coin hype up its price before launch, then sell it for profit. She denied the allegations that her team sold any tokens that they owned. And this article came from the BBC. They approached Miss Welch's representatives for comment. They said, quote, team hasn't sold one token, she wrote in a copy and paste post on X on Wednesday. She added to that to no quote coal key opinion leaders were gifted a free token. Miss Welch has previously Miss Welch has previously distributed free Hawk tokens to some fans ahead of the launch across social media. But yeah, people are pissed. They think it's a scam. And is she going to get in trouble for this?
What do you think, Jose?
Of course she is. She's stupid. She probably listened to some freaking bunch of investors tell her to do this crap. And she did it, and probably her and her friends got out as soon as it went up.
I mean, yeah, if they can prove that this was a targeted, like, pump and dump, to use a rather crude terminology, then yeah, she's in trouble. Investors are filing the complaints with the Securities Exchange right now, or had after the launch, I should say. So they're going to have to investigate. So at the moment, she's not in trouble. Like she's not imminently going to jail. Obviously, she's declining, or rather, she's denying any wrongdoing and not taking any responsibility for what happened. Um, but there's a lot of influencers recently who have been caught up in this crypto world and have
Including
been
our
caught up.
girl Taylor Bitts.
Yep,
He got
Mr. Beast as well has been in there.
why? Oh, my
And
cat ran over. The crypto seems to always fail, and you
yes,
lose money. Look
it's
at
a
what's that
scam.
Sam Breckman.
It's the same.
This is
Same
what you decide.
Bankman-Fried or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you decide to put your money in. Tom Brady, Beyonce.
Tom Brady.
I mean, buy another house.
Even Gronk
Feed
know
the
that not real
homeless.
money. Remember? That was like the best line of that entire roast.
But
Even Gronk know
seriously,
not real money.
how do you all fall for it? The crypto doesn't work. I know there was a 60-minute story on crypto industry that I do want to see. I still haven't seen it yet, but stop. And now
Someday,
Hawk to a girl, you might go to prison for fraud if this is true and you can prove it, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah, if she did commit fraud, then yeah, she'd be in a lot of trouble.
Can you
But
imagine all of
yes.
this over a blowjob joke?
Yeah, someone lost their life savings because a girl on the street made a joke about that. That's one heck of a butterfly effect
It-
when you think about it that way. But no, I'm not going to go on to it now because it's kind of boring and I don't have enough facts, and that's not what the show's about. But I urge everyone listening to look up the tulip crash in what was it, Denmark. This is old timey, 18 something, 16 something, doesn't really matter. But I think personally that this whole crypto thing, especially like the celebrity meme coin, like the Doge and all that stuff for Musk and obviously Hawk and all this stuff, this has given me big tulip vibes, tulip market vibes from back in the day. And for those of you who don't know, it crashed. And a lot of people lost a lot of money on, this is true, flowers. So this is reminding me of that. These have about as much worth as a couple of flowers. They're trendy, they're popular right now, but they have no real intrinsic value, and spending all your money to buy them is a bad idea.
Very bad idea, and an idea we don't like. But Hawk Tuah girl, that stinks. Now, before we go to our comedy, there's actually 2 clips I forgot to mention. The Juan Soto, if we could just do a part 2 of the Juan Soto segment. Just 2 viral clips regarding the Soto signing. Let's first one go to WFAN, the midday show, Brandon Terry, Salicata, and they had a caller today explaining why they think Juan Soto is not going to be as good as a Met. Simple as that. So let's see the clip.
Look at Barry Bonds.
Wait. All right, here we go. So here's why he thinks Soto's not going to do as well.
David is calling from Brooklyn. What's up, David?
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Good. What's up, David?
Hey, Dave. What's happening?
Well, as a Yankee fan, I'm very happy the Yankees didn't get Soto. BT, you should be happy too. When
I'm
Soto was with the
understanding of it. I
Washington
wouldn't say happy, but go ahead.
Well, when Soto was with the Washington Nationals, he was half the size he is now. It's very, very obvious the guy's a juicer.
Oh,
So he's going to be just like Robbie Cano. He's going to get the big money. He's going to stop taking the steroids. He had the most home runs this year he ever had. And once he stops taking the steroids, he's going to lose weight and he's going to get a lot of injuries, and that's going to be an albatross around their neck.
Well, he had Judge behind him in a 314-foot wall, and I know he hits the other way a lot, but Dave, of all the things that we've, come on, man. You're going to say he's on steroids today?
Look at his body when he was with the Washington. Look at he's twice the size. His legs, his body.
All right.
I understand, but when I first saw him with San Diego, I was like shocked. What the hell is this? The guy, you don't even recognize him. He's twice the size.
It's called becoming a man.
Yeah. Look at Judge's body.
No. I don't want to hear about this. No. Look at Barry Bonds.
David,
Barry Bonds.
if we're going to play this game.
Barry Bonds.
No, Matt, hold on. You hold on. If we're going to play this game, if you play this game, Judge is doing something that no player in the history of the sport has ever done before.
I agree with that.
Oh, well, I'm not accusing him. Okay, well, at least you're being fair.
How about that? Juan Soto was on gear this whole time. Oh man, Ryan, you're muted.
Sorry, yeah. He had to work himself into what's it called? Aaron Judge is also doing it because his argument made no sense. Because when children get older and turn from boys to men, they usually get a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger, so on and so forth. Especially when they're finely tuned athletes, and not just regular people. So yeah, that's ridiculous.
One of the funny things about that is I have heard people in the trolling tweets say, some people don't think Juan Soto is actually 26 due to Dominican rules, maybe higher to influence your birth certificate. That is a theory. Jose, do you think that now simply because he's not a Yankee anymore? I could let it go when he was a Yankee, but now because he's a Met, he's actually lying. He's really a 32-year-old Dominican guy.
I think, personally, they signed him for 15 years. He's done. So he's just going to coast. He got his money. He don't need to do as good. I'm kind of glad that the Yankees didn't get him either.
Be like every other person who's been paid in baseball.
Yeah.
In their 30s. Going into their 30s.
I'll give you a great name. Albert Pujols. Whatever happened to that motherfucker as soon as he left the Cardinals? He went straight trash. So
down.
Good job, Mets. Y'all a bunch of losers. Just pick the dud up.
I mean, listen, we've done that before, so I actually don't know that I would bet against that.
Y'all got what? Justin, look at Justin, what's his name? Vinton or whatever his damn name is. He did trash for y'all, then goes to Houston and does terrific. It's a wasteland. Mets just trash. Maybe it's the city of Queens. That could be it too.
Well, city of Queens is actually the same city as the Bronx, but I don't know. I think, to me anyway, I think that it's just I don't really know how to say that. I mean, because yeah, that obviously could happen, and I think that there's something to be said about like not paying people for 15 years at a time, because the person that you get at year 15 is different than the person you get at year 2. But I mean, everybody does that. So I think the Yankees would have done it too. I don't believe that anyone would be saying this is a bad pick if it had gone not anybody. I don't believe the Yankees fans would be saying this was a bad pick if they had done the exact same deal. It's only because they didn't get them that anyone is saying that, because this is a fairly, fairly common like deal for baseball in terms of the length of time, not the money. The money is huge, but the length of time being, quite extended. I will say, when you said that about the Dominican thing, the only thing I could think of is the movie Benchwarmers.
Of course.
I am 12. With the cash bribe. I am 12 with the cash bribe, and then he's drinking on the mound.
Classic.
So yeah, that's what that makes me think of, to be honest with you. Anyway.
And let me just show you how pissed some true celebrity Yankee fans are. You guys know who Nick Turturro is, the actor? Do you really?
Yeah, he's in a bunch
where do you
of
know
things.
him from?
He's from what's it called?
I know him as Brucey as from Longest Yard. But he always just plays.
Well, I know him from Brucey too, but what else?
Well, didn't he do that like that 90s TV show?
Was he just in
was
recently?
he? I wouldn't know. I only know him just being a goofy, angry Yankee fan who's cousins with John Turturro and Andy Turturro from Sopranos.
I might be thinking of his cousins.
No, yeah. Was it at WrestleMania? WrestleMania 10 or 9 or one of those?
This is John Turturro if you don't know him.
John Turturro is the one I was
This is
thinking
Nick
of.
Turturro. I think that's his brother.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
This is him. This is crazy.
I know him too because of Longest Yard, but no.
Yeah.
I was thinking John Turturro when I.
Yeah, his brothers had quite a career, a very successful career. But anyways, just see his reaction to Juan Soto becoming a Met.
Hey, Juan Soto, I got 2 words for you. Fuck you! That's right. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. And the cavalry behind you. That's right, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm taking it personal. We gave you our love. We gave you our fucking heart and soul. It wasn't enough. You turned your cap around after the World Series. I saw that fucking move. 700 million, 730. Yeah, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Guaranteed years, it wasn't enough. You don't even choose the Dodgers. You don't even choose the Dodgers. You go off Broadway to the Mets. You don't want to be on Broadway? And you don't want to be Judge's guy? You don't want to be Judge's partner? Oh, that's right, Judge. Now it's your team. That's it. Let's stick it up his fucking ass. That's right. Let's go out. Let's get Burns, Fried, Bregman. Let's fucking Teoscar. I don't give a fuck. Now we're not fucking around. Take those fucking grungy, whatever those fucking, those stupid Mets. Fuck them.
He's doing bad at his house.
One song.
That's as typical New York Yankee fan response. Can't say a New York response because half the town is happy.
Right, exactly. That's what makes it kind of weird. It's like it's not even all of New York is upset. It's just a group of New Yorkers.
He's pissed. Jose, you must have been this pissed, huh?
Oh, honestly, I was mad, but I was happy that he didn't go to Boston. But I mean, he's not gonna do shit in Mets. He just got his money, and now he's just gonna coast. So I
gotta say, we're not gonna spend too much time on this. This is, to me, some serious Yankee cope. I'm sorry.
I won't deny that.
This is clearly a good move by the Mets. This is clearly a solid move
Is
by.
it?
This
Is it
is
really?
clearly a solid move
You
by
picked up
Soto
two- you-
himself.
Of course
He's
it
got
is.
more money. But more importantly, I've said this to Matt, and Matt will probably deny it now on the show, but he agreed when I said it privately. This World Series, New York was a Mets town. The Mets
deny you. I don't even
captured the hearts and souls of New York.
Unfortunately,
and
it's the Yankees' fault.
And to be honest with you, now we've got a pretty serious all-star in our lineup in Soto. Like, there's a lot of momentum behind this Mets team.
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe
with no pitching. That's awesome. Great job, guys.
All right, as you pointed out, y'all are looking for pitchers too.
I'm not saying. Listen,
Everyone's got room to improve, Jose.
okay, cool.
Certainly.
Now you need to justify.
Everyone's got to
That's
get a
not
little
true.
bit better each and
Mets
every
need to
day. They got to work a little
justify.
extra hard. I'm just
Mets
saying
need to
there's
justify the
momentum.
765. Mets need to
There's
justify that.
momentum. And now we've got a cup, we got this, big bat, right? Like, to me, this sounds a lot like Yankee Cope. And I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like.
I totally get it off when you just announced that Soto's going to the Mets, but let's be real honest. Soto's not is just gonna coast. He got his money. 15 years. He's done in 15 years. What's the contract again? He's done. He's not. He got an opt-out clause in his 5th year. You think he's gonna really opt out if they're doing shit? No, he's staying in it. 2, the Dodgers doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They kept all their batters and they added pitching. They got what?
Yeah.
Blake Snell.
I've already said that the Dodgers are a good team. They
Mets
just
added another bat. Okay, cool. But you got no pitching. If you think Clay Holmes or whatever his fucking name is gonna be some big ass time pitcher,
but this is not the only part of the strategy. That's what I'm saying to you. Got to see what the season brings. But to me, this sounds like cope. There's nothing happening right now that makes this a bad move for the Mets. Nothing. There's nothing but upside in this move for the Mets. And anyone saying otherwise is just trying to cope. I'm sorry. That's just true, Jose.
What upside? You already had bat. Your lineup was already good in batting.
But now it's better. Duh.
So I'm going to pull the same numbers, kid.
If something is good and then you make it better, that's
you
positive.
You still got play the Braves. You still got the Phillies.
I understand who we have to play. We beat a bunch of those teams. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's tough, but we made it, we had ourselves a nice little run in the postseason after basically looking like we would never even make the postseason last year. So I'm sorry. They got momentum. They clearly know how to work with a team that's, well, we'll just say it, struggling. And we added, a legitimate, heavyweight to the roster. I just don't see the downside. There's none, frankly. I mean, the downside might be in 15 years when he's 60 years old playing. That could be a downside that we're paying this dude to be here for over a decade. But other than that, in the short term, no downside, I would say. But
funny stuff.
Oh, there's a downside already for the Mets fans when they go to this City Field and their hot dogs now $20. They gotta somehow get their money back. So y'all be the ones paying for it.
Shit's gonna be dope to talk about during the summer. All right. Plenty more Juan Soto discussions. Excuse me, for later on. So why don't we finish it off? Let's do some more Amini clips. Due to popular demand. I got 3 new ones. Let's laugh at this. You guys ready?
Ready, yeah.
Here's our first one for tonight.
Let's try a girl, a girl who needs some love. You want to come on stage and see if we can try your luck? Hey, what's your name? Viajada? Yo, keep it warmer. Viajada.
Can I say one thing, though? When you now go to a Martin Amini show, you expect this, the matchmaking segment.
Oh, yeah.
So I just want to say, I saw Renee Vaca this past weekend. Went to see him. Great show. All the people with him were great. It was really great. The crowd just sucked. I was so tight at the crowd. And they did so well, but with the bad crowd. I didn't have to pay my 2-drink minimum. They just didn't show up, the staff. So I kind of wish I needed some alcohol in my system, because here's what happened. A lot of these comedians are doing this now for these various clips. He just seems to be the very best at it from what I've seen. So he did it. He found this beautiful girl. There's the couple, right, of 2 platonic friend couples. And of course, he's making fun of it the whole time. And there was a point. Girl was really cute. She was awkward, but because the crowd was so dead, he asked, hey, is there anybody single here who wants to talk to? Ironically, her name was Melissa. For the both of you, right? And no doubt, I won't lie, I was like, wow, this is really by chance. Nobody was coming up. And I was like, wow, this isn't as easy as I thought. I thought you just get up and like try. But I was like, wow, there's all these people. What if she says? No, if I had some alcohol, I would have definitely done it. No doubt. But
Should have done it, man. We could have used that clip.
Oh man, if that worked, I'll say one thing. I won't spoil it or anything. If he does this clip, right? If he does this clip viral, but anyways, before I tell you that story quick, but yeah, then she said she liked black guys and Latin guys. I had both of my butt, but he pointed at a black guy. He's like, "Hey, you like her?" He's like, "Oh, what am I doing here?" He's like this big chunky black guy, looked like Cedric the Entertainer, but this girl was beautiful. But now looking back, though, right, when somebody actually does this, I give it respect. That's a lot to put it out there. Here's your chance. All I had to do was just stand up, and the comedian was doing the crowd work. I was in the perfect like
Section.
vicinity for him to look at me, and all the comedians said something to me. Boy, to point me, one of the comedians was making fun of this guy's multiple sclerosis, and he had a guard dog, and he asked me for some reason, "What does that mean?" So I told him, "Well, I think it's when your spine's messed up." Then he explained. Then one of the other comedians said, "I have beautiful long hair," so that made me feel good.
There you go.
So I was feeling good. Okay, so some people must feel like I'm attractive here. And then it was just like, here's your chance. And just the crowd was just so dead.
Should have gone up, man.
I won't lie. I did a somewhat regret. But if it happens again, if I'm single.
Next time.
Yeah, that was it. This is the chance. And I think I've seen Vaca do what he's done. It just the crowd wasn't. Crowd work is so important in comedy. The comedy shows, all of them I've been with great crowds, and this crowd was just only okay. This very shy crowd. That's what I learned, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And just back to the if this, because I check his page every day if this is viral. So he has multiple sclerosis, right? But he has a guard dog, but he looked fine. But he said he was 34 and he was with like a 6-year-old woman, white hair and everything. And he was also a big target. All the comedians were making fun of him the whole night. And, you know, this was a very, very blue show. There's a lot of sex and swearing. She was talking about how she likes to ride him. She was like, "Oh, you fucker," because everyone's making fun of. I thought that was your grandma. I thought that was your mom.
Right.
He's like, she loves to ride me and stuff. And then you know what he says? What? He just goes. He goes and looks at her dead serious. He's like, "Show me," and he goes on his back, and he does, and she's dry humping him.
Oh my god, style. That's crazy. That'll be on their page.
Yeah, he's just like, "Show me," in the most serious way. I was like, this is one of the most savage things I've ever seen. But this comedy club, I won't say it because I think it's cool. I don't want to I'll tell you guys after. It was just so poor. The show was so poorly run. I didn't have to pay my 2-drink minimum. And they said no cameras anywhere, and they were just shooting. I don't know if that's just on the comedians, though. Like,
that could be the comedians, yeah.
Enforce it. And like I said, this was a 9:30 Friday show. Mm-hmm. It was about 2/3 full.
Okay.
You definitely want more, and then again, the crowd just wasn't there. But yeah, I'm definitely going back to the club. They have great headliners all the time. But
good to know.
Yeah, like borrow these dating segments. They take a little more balls than you think, at least from the audience standpoint.
I always thought that, to be honest with you, but I'm glad that we all learned something.
Seriously, that was cool though. All right, let's go back to Martin Amini and watch these people who had the courage to do it. But I will tell you one thing, guys. Next time this happens at a comedian, I will go up. At least try. Jose, anything on my stories there?
No, you're good.
Okay, I was just curious if you thought anything was funny. If you would you have gone up in your past pre-Jose single?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't give 2 shits. I would have done it now. I have to second guess that. And I'd be like, I gotta be like Bishop Jose next to Pope Ryan.
Bishop Jose. All right, let's see if there's any Bishop or Pope moments here.
One time. Tell us where you from and what you do.
I'm from LA, and I'm currently
she cute.
LAPD.
Is there any single guys here in LA looking for a new girl? Make some fucking noise for your hider. Yes. What's your name, big dog? Jose, tell me where you're from and what you do, big dog.
There you go.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Oh, he ain't repping Jose.
My name is Jose. I am from Hollywood, and I'm a doctor psychologist.
His name's Jose, too. Jose, how you feeling? This guy's going to win her heart.
Maybe.
He has no chance.
Yeah, you never know.
You need to stop. He got a 0.5% chance.
0.5 is not no chance. James Ellsworth once said, any man with two hands has a fighting chance.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll put all my money on whoever the next guy is.
Okay, here we go.
Sight unseen. The next guy is going to win.
There you go.
So, all right, this is how we're feeling so far about L.A. Jose or Zesty Jose.
Zesty Jose.
Looking at him makes me want to change my name.
I thought he was about to do stand-up comedy real quick, dog. They're like, what's up, guys? Let's say if you were to take Yahada out for a first date, where would you take her?
Something more nice, something more chill we could talk to, like a Cheesecake Factory, and after that to the beach with some roses and candles, just one-on-one talk.
You know, when I had my moment to do this, I did think, okay, I've seen this hundreds of times. I know what they're gonna ask. What do you?
We have an episode on this. We have a clip on this too. If you're over the age of like 18, 19 years old, the Cheesecake Factory is no longer an acceptable option. We've said that. When you first start dating and you're young, you're a teenager,
and
yeah, fine. Cheesecake Factory is like teenage fancy, right? For sure. I'm with you 100%. I've taken people to dates on Cheesecake Factory at that age. But after, like once you're an adult, you gotta bump it up.
Can you
find a local place? You can't do Cheesecake Factory. I'm sorry.
Can you do Cheesecake Factory after you already smashed and are on that level, steadily dating?
You only go to Cheesecake. You only go to Cheesecake Factory when you know this date is gonna go to shit, and you already know it, and you just want a good piece of cheesecake and give two fucks what this chick thinks.
You could go to an Italian restaurant too.
Like you just know she's hot, but you ain't like if the vibe is off on the text message, she just wants to go out and you just want to shut her up and be like, all right, let's go.
Again,
she says where? Cheesecake Factory. Just get yourself a Snicker cheesecake, let her talk her ass, because you know there's probably
I don't have that same obviously don't have that same experience, but the general I do agree with is that if young people who are just starting out, and this is not something that serious yet, fine. But once you are older, it's really age more than seriousness. Like if you're 35 and you even in a serious relationship, like cheesecake is a weird one.
What's better, cheesecake or McDonald's?
Cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake.
So then, is in that sense, it's okay.
All right, I'll put it this way: if me and my wife were driving on like a road trip, right? We're going to visit somebody. And we were hungry, and we were like, let's stop for dinner, right? And we wanted to actually stop. We didn't want to like just grab something fast and go. And the options off the highway were Cheesecake Factory or like McDonald's or like Applebee's. Then, okay, you do Cheesecake Factory, but it's not Cheesecake Factory, but it's not a date. It's like dinner. If that makes sense. It's not a romantic date. If you're taking someone on a romantic date after, a certain age, it needs to actually have a little bit of romance or intrigue. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to all be romance either. It could be something just a cool experience. But you know what I mean? Like we went to this really cool place in DC, Urban Roast, and we just had like apps and a couple of drinks or whatever. And they did like this whole Christmas thing. And like it wasn't particularly romantic, but it was a cool experience. They changed the inside of the venue every like season, like every 2 months they change it or something. It's crazy. But yeah, so
so go to Cheesecake Factory for the boys.
Cheesecake Factory is for the boys then.
All right. Okay, now let's get back to it. Ooh. Come on, Zesty Jose.
Wait. You can't take someone to the Cheesecake Factory.
But then you said the beach and with candlelights at the beach. You said after.
Yeah, so like some beach candles, some wine, and some just a little picnic. Just get to know each other 1-on-1.
He's gonna sacrifice her, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Candles under the moonlight.
Let's ask Yahida if she's feeling him or not. You don't know. Let's see.
I'm not sure because I don't really like the beach, to be honest.
Oh, you don't like the beach?
It's not the beach. Something
Is it because he just doesn't like him?
Yeah, obviously, but
he put the glasses on.
More like something that romantic, like Beverly Hills High in the top. So we can, we could talk, get to know each other one-on-one.
No, like
when you saw Yahaira from like on the audience, like what caught your attention about it? What you like about it?
To be honest, she looks so precious, like a rose.
I love this guy. Take her to Cheesecake Factory, bro.
What do you think, Yahaira? Did you like that line?
I don't know.
Want to see if we can find you a different guy?
If there's time.
Damn.
Let's see, man. Let's see. Is there any other guys interested? And Yahaira, make some noise. Nice to meet you. Tell me your name again.
Oh,
Brian. Brian. So that's the way he talks. Brian. So he's a cop.
Look at this guy.
Oh, he's a cop.
Right?
That's a connection,
he's
right?
He's a cop, and she wants to be in the LAPD. You know, y'all can fight crime together. You can arrest like this guy, right?
Oh, nice.
Yes! Yes! What caught your attention about Yahaira?
She's a pretty girl. She dresses pretty.
Right.
She looks pretty. Yeah.
What about her being in?
All he had to say, looks pretty. And he went all with a big pickup line and everything. Look pretty. That's all he has to say. The dynamics, you know?
He's going to win.
Wanting to join LAPD.
Of course he's going to win.
Did that turn you on?
I like a woman in uniform.
Oh! Hey, are you feeling Brian? Yeah, a little bit more? What do you guys think, huh? Good match? They're going to fight crime together. You guys know what to do. Beso.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Shit. What the
The party.
Whoa! Yes! Yes! Yo,
Bro,
keep
Jose's
it over
still on the
Brian Yahaira
stage.
one time. Holy bro.
Shit.
Congratulations. You want to help her down? Help her to her seat? There you go. Wow. Yo, man. Jose, very nice to meet you, big dog. It wasn't meant to be. We hooked up one dude.
See, this is why people turn into Luigi when that shit.
Oh,
happens.
nah. That's messed up. We're not going there. We're not going.
I'm kidding. But right, Jose?
Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding, but right, Jose? Jose, you enable him. He hides behind you to say problematic things.
Sorry, you were saying?
Fucking Jose looked like a fucking stalker type, taking bitches to Cheesecake Factory and high-pitched voices and shit.
Taking picture in the Cheesecake Factory. That's a very specific crime.
He looks like it.
They actually tack on an extra 3 years for a grown man taking a date to the Cheesecake Factory. That's true.
Man, but he put him on. That's punishment.
Yeah, that was.
And this is
rough
the
for
first
him.
time. Like most people are now being classy with the cheek kiss, but now that was the bird feeder right there.
Yeah, they went all the way in. Yeah.
Man, that sucks. All right, let's go to the next one.
Andy, nice to meet you, Andy. How long you been single for? 18 years?
18
what the fuck?
Oh, what the fuck?
Wait, how old are you? You're 18? You're 18? Okay. First off,
18?
You think he's cute or not? You want to get to know him or not? That's the only yeah? Come on, Andy. Come on stage. Yo, keep it going for Andy one time. Hey, big dog, hurry the fuck up. Daniel, say hi to Andy.
Okay, they found another kid.
You're cute as fuck, bro. Y'all can do homework together. I know, right? First, where you from? And I guess what high school you go to?
I go to Illinois State University.
I go to IUSB. Yeah,
what's your major?
Finance.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
Financial advisor.
What caught your attention? You can look at her now. Everyone shut the up. Use your words. You're doing good so far. You're a good-looking dude. You're cute. You know? Yeah, her hair, you know? Yeah. What about her hair?
Very nice hair.
I just cut it. Thank you.
Oh, it looks great.
Aww. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
Immigration lawyer.
Wee. Power couple. Wow, that's very nice. Let's say you were to take her out. Where would you take, Andy out on the first date?
Somewhere where we would get to know each other. Get to learn about each other. Maybe a little coffee shop date.
Study date.
A study date? Ooh. I like that. Study date. What do you think? What do you think about a study date?
Oh, I love studying.
Ah, yes! 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 Oh my God, they're so cute, huh? Tia, what do you think? You like this guy? You guys want to go on a little study date, maybe?
I mean, I'm down if he's down.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm down.
All right. What do you guys think? Should they give it like a little, a hug or shake hands or? Tia, what do you think? You beso? Beso, beso, beso. Yes! Congratulations. Keep it going for Andy and Daniel one time, man. Respect, bro. Help her down the stairs. Be a gentleman. Ooh, let's go. Big dog.
That's that young love.
That is young love.
They gonna hold hands for a while, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sit in the front together. Oh, yeah. Yeah, go sit next to her. Yeah, go sit next to her.
Take somebody's seat.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, steal someone's VIP seats. Let's do that. What's your name? Andy.
That one was cute. I like that one. That one's, that was a good. And hey, everyone doubted the coffee dates, and I understand they're kids, but remember, I was a kid when I did the coffee dates. They're a good date, and I think they'll work for adults too. I think adults are just too close-minded to give them a chance.
You sound like the guy from the guy that offered the Cheesecake Factory.
I did not.
Jose.
I was vehemently against the Cheesecake Factory. To be honest, though, they were both 18. I think if he had said Cheesecake Factory, that would have been acceptable. But only because they were 18.
Oh. Let's see how that. I wish they'd do updates.
Yeah, so have a TA whatever, a PA grab their contact info and text them in a week, see if they got together. Actually,
that's a good one. That's a good idea. All right, last segment for today. Let's see it one more time.
And what kind of guys you like?
My name is Nina, and I am a family law paralegal, and I am looking for a man.
How we like this girl?
She look like a hot mess.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to reserve judgment for the moment.
Who doesn't have a crazy ass baby mama?
Oh, is there any single guys in Chicago interested in my homie Nina? Make some noise! What do you do for a living, Austin?
I work in a high school.
I rent cars, Midway Airport, I rent all the cars over there.
Do you have any questions for Nina?
What kind of red flags you have?
Ooh.
I said no crazy baby mamas, but I have a baby daddy. But
he left the stage. He left. Is that the right thing to do? You just leave.
the guy disappearing in the comments section. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yo, what the fuck, Chicago? You guys are crazy. Okay.
He's not involved. I just have a 6-year-old son.
Okay, all right. So based on that information, Austin, what are your thoughts now? I don't know what kind of life you live, Austin.
It's okay. I don't need someone who takes that long to decide if they want to be with me.
Oh, Austin, you want to see? No, we're good. All right. Tell us your name.
That's how it ends.
Wow. You have a 6-year-old. You that's something you should think about. 6-year-old? You got baseball games at that point. You're going to school plays. You got to make things for the bake sale. You're on a PTA. 6-year-old? You can't just jump into a relationship with someone who's got a 6-year-old. That doesn't
really like him.
Yeah, he met her a minute ago. That was she. Yeah, he dodged a bullet. And she, God bless her. I'm hopeful that her 6-year-old loves her, and her 6-year-old will become an adult someday and care for their mom. Care for their mom, and that's good because no one else can do it.
Maybe she can take her 6-year-old to the Cheesecake Factory. That'd be a happy ending.
I think that's appropriate. You're 6 years old. Your mom takes you to Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, that's fine.
Guys are so funny. But good stuff, Ryan and Jose. We'll see you throughout the week, recapping the NFL and college football. Back at it on Friday with another tweet cap. See you later. Good job.
Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.